What is up, everyone? We are going to set up the Brush Creek 2 Kelty tent to see if it leaks. Now, I haven't gotten any videos out lately. I've been out a little bit and I apologize for not recording it. It's been nice just to go out and not have to worry about a camera. However, this weekend it's gonna rain and I wanna see if this new tent I bought is waterproof. Now, this isn't necessarily a car camping tent. You've seen my big Coleman one, but I'm working towards getting stuff to be able to backpack or canoe trip. So I picked up this lightweight tent and I want to see if it's going to leak. I'm going to set it up out in the front yard here. We're going to run the sprinklers on it for like a half an hour or maybe more to see if any water gets in it and know if I'm going to get wet or not this weekend. So, all right, let's go check it out. All right, well, I've set this up. I said this wasn't going to be a review, and it's not going to be, but this is kind of my first backpacking tent. It's not the world's greatest. This Brush Creek 2, I think, is only available at Cabela's. I think it's like a version of theirs. It says it weighs 4 pounds 8 ounces. I measured it. It weighs 4 pounds 10 ounces. That's in the bag and everything, so you probably shave off a couple of ounces. There was the late start version. I think it was like 10 bucks more. I might have wanted to go with that one because it's a lighter colored tent and it is hot out here, and I can tell you it's extremely hot in there. The disappointing thing of this so far is that, well, the vestibule out front only gives about 10 inches or so between the tent and the peak there. It's really kind of worthless, honestly. It's almost like they use the same fly for, you know, more than one tent, but it's basically useless. So, but nonetheless, I just need to sleep in and keep me dry. So let's get the sprinklers turned on and see what happens. All right, well, it's been raining on it for at least 15 straight minutes. And I mean straight minutes because one of the sprinkler heads broke, of course, and isn't rotating, so I have it just pointing right on it. I'm gonna jump in while it's still raining and see where we're at. Okay, I made it in. Everything looks really dry, and there is a little bit of water right here at the entrance, but I think that's from me undoing the vestibule and then coming in, and basically it rained. The sprinkler hit me as I was coming in. But here, take a look at the corners. Alright, so I did find one area where it's leaking, and that is the main zipper. Which isn't a big deal because it's in the vestibule, but the little flap on front I don't think is closed all the way or something, and it's allowing it to kind of leak through in a couple of spots actually along the front zipper. Take a look at this. They seam sealed this side, but no seam seal on this side. Now there's a flap out there that lays over it, but rain is getting underneath and soaking up in the zipper and coming through. Alright, so I've already pulled the rain fly off, as you can see, and while it is dry in here, you can see that they, see if I can get that brighten up for you. You can see that they've seam sealed this little corner piece, but the seams here are not taped, and they're stitched inside, but you can definitely see that there's potential for this to leak along the whole rim of the tent. So while the rainfly comes down and protects it well, I'm curious whether or not that would actually leak coming into if you got some standing water or something. So I think I'll seam seal these points as well. But other than that, it is dry. To be fair, it is dry in the tent all over. So didn't get wet, but boy, it got hot. Alright, well there you have it. That's the Kelty Brush Creek 2 backpacking tent. Rain test, anyways. I can tell you right now that this thing has absolutely poor ventilation. I was in there just for a few seconds and was sweating. The little back ventilation, there's like a little hole, and that is it. There's not even a cross vent on either side to allow the air to flow through, so it is not going to be comfortable sleeping in it if it's hot out. That is for sure. And frankly, it's not quite waterproof. They missed a seam that frankly should be sealed. I don't know why it's not, other than they cheaped out because they figured the flap on the outside would prevent rainwater from getting in there. But as soon as some water gets underneath that little flap, it's leaking in. To be fair, it's not getting in the tent, it's falling onto the ground, but nonetheless, that seems to be an easy fix. So far, so good. So hopefully it'll work for this weekend. We'll be heading out Friday. We got a whole kind of loop that was planned out to go kind of do some overlanding, and hopefully this tent will keep me dry.